All right, welcome everyone to Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And let me tell you this much, if you hear the distant sounds of turkeys calling, it's probably because the National Wild Turkey Federation's in town. They're over there at the Opryland Convention Center, and I heard them warming up all the way from the other side of Briley Parkway. Those guys and gals are crazy about their turkeys, and so are we. We welcome all those fine folks to our beautiful city, Nashville, Tennessee, where they hold their national convention, and they even have people from Alaska. And Alaska doesn't even have a turkey in there, as far as we know, but they support the turkeys all over the nation. Hawaii has them. I mean, everybody's in it for the turkey. So it's a great avenue organization to be a part of, and it is having its national convention right here at Opryland Hotel at the Convention Center. Bass Pro Shops is making a big to-do about it, so you can probably see Greg Cole and all those fine folks over at Bass Pro Shops. They're meandering through trying to learn a little bit more about turkey hunting, I would assume. But I've got a great show for you tonight. I have two friends of mine. This is Wayne and Cheryl Turner. We can widen out and introduce them. We have Wayne and Cheryl Turner. They are with the Senior Bass Anglers Tournament Association. And Wayne, Cheryl, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. We're glad to be here.
Oh, I'm tickled. I tell you what, I found out that I'm overqualified for this one. I have reached the minimum age limits.
Right. And
I think I passed that minimum age a few years ago.
I have too. I've passed it a few years ago. But this is the Senior Bass Anglers Tournament Trail for 2013. And I want to say one big thing is a big shout out to Calvin Cawthorn and all those fine folks at Cunningham Motors. They're a big sponsor of yours.
they are. They have been with us since the beginning.
And so, and that's not because because Calvin's not that old.
No, well, he's fished with us since the beginning as well.
I think it's because I think he told me because Big Dog was over 50 and he was 45.
Well,
Is that right?
that's just a rule this year, so he can't use that one.
No, Calvin may just look young, but he's over 50, I promise.
I think Calvin says he's not over 45 as far as anybody knows.
In spirit.
In spirit. But we got to give a big shout out to all those fine folks up there at Springfield, Tennessee, Cunningham Motors. I tell you what, they do an awesome job up there servicing their community, don't they?
They do.
And especially things like the Senior Bass Anglers.
Well, they have good service, and they give a lot of money away to people who love to fish.
They sure do. Now, how long has the Senior Bass Angler Tournament Trail been going on?
This will be our 7th year.
7th year?
Yes, we started out 8 years ago. We were at a party, our annual flip-off, which is before the first tournament that a bunch of us guys fished together, and a friend of mine, Darden Elm, said, we need to have a Senior Bass Angler Tournament Trail. And he said, and you need to run it. He looked at me, and I said, hey, I want no part of it, but Cheryl can run it. So,
Cheryl can run it.
So anyway, we started it up 7 years ago. We're going into our 7th year this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, is this part of a bigger organization, or is this just around here?
Well, now, when we first started, it was tiny. But now we've talked to people that are wanting to spread out. We've talked to people in Indiana,
Kentucky,
East Tennessee, Kentucky, West Tennessee. So we hope someday that it does go all over.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just a local tournament trail. When I say local, we fish 3 states.
Right.
We fish Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama.
Right. And then y'all will go to Kentucky. You hit your big lakes, Kentucky Lake, Gunnersville, Old Hickory. You hit a few of those. Thames Ford. Is Thames Ford on there?
We'll go to Priest, Gunnersville, Kentucky Lake, Wheeler, Barkley,
that was it.
Barkley, and Old Hickory.
Okay. Now, do y'all ever go to Dale Hall or someplace? Do y'all have fish-offs? Do you have like 6 or 7 tournaments and then a fish-off?
Yes, we do. We let our anglers choose the lake, and it has to be chosen from one of the lakes that we fish.
Okay.
But they actually choose the lake. And usually they choose Gunnersville or Kentucky Lake.
Right.
So after 2 years, that lake's out, so they have to choose another one.
They have to choose another.
See, like our fish off the last 2 years has been in Kentucky Lake. So that one's out when they start to put in their.
So it's Gunnersville for the
It'll
next
probably be
Probably.
I mean, those seem to be the two lakes that our guys like most.
Yeah.
And how many members? About how many members do y'all have, Wayne?
Sure, you answer that.
Well, we have, last year we had 53 boats.
Okay. So that's about 106 members.
Well, and then we have subs that are, absolutely end up being members. But before that, the year before that, we had 58 boats. We've kind of held in the 50 to 58 boats for the last 3 years. So this year we've made a little rule change, hoping to get some more people eligible. And if you're 45 to 49, you can fish if you have a partner that's over 50.
Okay.
So right now we don't have any of those people signed up yet, but we're hoping.
Calvin? You got Calvin?
Calvin just
According to Calvin,
lied.
you got Calvin.
Calvin's pushing the other side of 60. Oh, excuse me, Calvin. I didn't mean to say that. I hope he's not watching.
He watches this show.
I know. Well, we're glad to have him at any age.
Well, I gotta say, Harold Knight fishes with y'all.
Yes.
He's with Harold Knight with Nightingale Game Calls, and I understand he's pretty tough to beat on Kentucky Lake.
And Barkley.
And Barkley.
Uh-huh.
So it pretty much.
We have the cream of the crop.
You do.
Absolutely.
You have some awesome fishermen and ladies on it.
It is a circuit that if you just want weekend fishing, it's a little hard to compete. It's fun,
Right.
but it's a very competitive trail.
Because you got some
We do.
ringers in there.
We do. We have great
But
fishermen.
I tell you,
Now I got to harp on Calvin because Calvin and Big Dog won
the classic.
They won the classic last year.
year.
So they really spanked y'all. Didn't
They did.
And I understand they used about a half a gallon's worth of gas.
They didn't go far.
I don't want to tell where they fished
didn't
or
go
anything,
far.
but
I'm telling you,
they didn't go far at all.
No,
but they're good fishermen. Big Dog.
They're tough at any lake.
Now Calvin's always and Big Dog both have been tough on Kentucky Lake because Calvin's
Right,
got
he's
a
got a
place
place
up
up
there,
there.
and so they kind of got an edge. And then Harold Knight lives right there in Katy, so I mean he's
Well, we
always
have
on the
several
water.
members that have places at Kentucky Lake, but these guys fish everywhere.
Oh yeah. But if you take them down to Gunnersville now, y'all could school them down there at Gunnersville.
Well,
But one of the good things about our tournament trail, though, even with the great fishermen that we got, we still run a real laid-back tournament trail.
Yes.
It's
Everybody's a friend.
Yes,
It is.
absolutely. It's like being in a club because you know everyone. If you needed help, I would say there's not a person that fishes seniors that wouldn't help you. I mean, it's that kind of
Well, they've been there.
Yes.
They've been where you are, so they definitely. Hey, we got to take our first break. When we come back, we got more to talk to them about the Senior Bass Angler Tournament Trail. So get your pen and pencil because we're going to give you out some numbers where you can reach these fine folks and be a part of it yourselves. So hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Waters. This segment is being brought to you by Stan Sloan Zora Bait Company, where setting the hook is an everyday thing. All right, this week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing, and he told me to tell everybody if you didn't come by the show, the fishing show, it is now Flowers Smoked Pork Sausage. Man, he's making some the greatest. He and Deborah both making some of the greatest smoked pork sausage you've ever had. Check him out there at Eatons Creek Road. Our first picture here is from Jason Ayers in Murfreesboro. He said, Hugh, look here. I was down there on Gunnersville catching them 2 at a time. That is Ron Romanowski. He's catching them 2 at a time on that Alabama rig, and he said this happened 3 times that day. So, Ron Romanowski, you're an awesome Alabama rig fisherman is all I got to say. Hey, this is also from Jason Ayers. On that same day, he caught this 8-pound largemouth over there at Gunnersville Lake in Alabama. So, good job, Jason. Hey, here's a kid that I promise you're going to get to know a lot about. He's part of Southern Woods and Waters. This is Zach Knowles. And this picture and this next picture are two fine specimens. I was with him on that hunt right there where he took that coyote. But we'll be showing that film here very, very shortly on what we can do with our coyotes. So coyote hunting is a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. And our last picture here, this is from Old Hickory below the dam. This is Eddie Jones and Joe Sullivan from Mount Juliet with 5 smallmouth. Look at those 5 big, large brown fish. Every one of them was caught on a spinnerbait. Just wanted to say the bite is on. Hey, you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com. We'll get them on here really, really fast. And I appreciate all those pictures. Getting a lot of pictures in the mail, so keep sending them. We love them. Send them on, and we're having them. Andrew be gracious enough to scan them and put them on the show. So, so great. How would you like to catch some 8-pound largemouth on Guntersville when you go?
I was going to say, tell Jason to remember my phone number.
Give you a call.
Because we'll be down there in April. So I want Jason to call me, tell me where he caught those.
Well, let's talk about your tournament track, because there's a lot of people that think, well, I'm not good enough, or I don't want to go up against those guys or anything. But it's not necessarily the competition all the time as it is the camaraderie.
It is, but we found that anybody at any time can win a tournament. If it's your day to win, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
You're going to win. You can't do it wrong.
You cannot do it
So
wrong.
some people just get lucky, and anyone can compete.
Well, I like to think that they're more concentrated than I am, and that's how they get it, because we've had tournaments where big fish tournaments, even right here on Old Hickory, that we've been to, and here's these guys in $40,000, $50,000 rigs, and they come in with 2 and 3 pounders, and a guy in a little old John boat pulls up there with a 9-pounder. Now that I've seen, and it's like, oh my goodness,
We've had that happen in Fisher's Men for their national tournament.
That's right.
At Shreveport.
Oh, I
2
bet
people in a John boat
won the tournament. In a John boat. I think it had a
25
or 30 horsepower motor.
It's just knowing where to go,
Unbelievable.
and just being slowing down long enough to get on them.
That's right.
We had a guy, our first year, was 87 years old that fished with us.
Awesome.
87 years old. And about the 5th or 6th tournament, he got a little check. We set it out. We pay 1 in 5 places. So 50 boats fish, 10 people get a
10
check.
people get
10
a
boats.
check.
10
That's
boats.
So we like to spread it out that way. So
That makes it fun.
Absolutely.
Well, I think about 70% of our members got some check during the year last year.
That's pretty good.
Now, it might have been a $25 drawing.
Yeah, but it's still
somebody
something.
got a check.
That's pretty awesome.
It is outstanding.
That is pretty awesome. And now let's talk about the tournament trail, because you, Cheryl, y'all go out on Fridays.
We do.
Your tournament's held on Fridays, so you're not worried about the weekend traffic too much.
No, we're not, and it does make a difference to our members.
Oh, yeah.
The lakes aren't crowded. You can get to your spot usually and have it to yourself. So we're real proud that we're able to do that. And the other thing is that we don't have your typical blast off.
Okay.
Wayne checks the boats, and once they're checked and the people check in with me, they can leave the ramp and go wherever they want to for their first stop. The point is they can't put a line in the water until the official start time.
That is awesome. So you don't have a whole lot of blasting off and big waves and everything. Just people go whenever they want to.
When they feel safe
Yeah.
life, they can go out and get to their hole. However, like Cheryl said, the deal is you do not put, and we all have cell phones now, and that's what I use for the officials.
And usually that's the
time.
That's the time. Everybody's
And
got the same time.
So we set the tournament hours. They have a sheet of paper, so there's no question there. They know what time to start, know what time to come in. Now that's something that our members love. is not having the big formal blast off because they get out, they get to their hole, they're sitting there, they get that early morning bite. And secondly is it gives them a chance to get in, get vision. And I tell you, if you think it can't go wrong, it will go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
The second question on the polygraph test is, did you put a line in the water before the official start time? But we have, just like I said earlier, a great group of people, and it's on the honor system.
And that's the way they should be.
Yeah.
They should be on the honor system. Now, what do you go by? Say if you're fishing Guntersville, does the Alabama laws go into effect? You have to follow the Alabama
Absolutely.
laws. Okay. And if you're fishing in Tennessee, the Tennessee laws. And is that how y'all
Yes,
do your
in
tournament?
other words, like the Alabama rig that Jason caught.
Right.
In Alabama, he can use the 5
The
hooks.
5.
In Tennessee, we have the 3 hook limit. And
So you have to abide
you
by those
you
laws that
abide
are
by
the
those
state
laws.
that you're
Right.
fishing
and
in.
Size
and the
limits.
size limits of those particular states.
Okay. Kentucky, I think Kentucky, on Kentucky Lake, there is a little difference in the law there. But do you preclude those people from being able to go to Kentucky? Or
We checked with both game and fish commissions, and they have a reciprocal agreement.
Yeah.
And so if you, I think it's the 6880
6880 bridge.
down, up, there's one size and down, but between Paris and there, it's good.
Right.
And you get down all the way down into it on the lower end of
New Johnsonville.
that area. That's strictly Tennessee.
Strictly Tennessee.
You have to follow Tennessee.
But now, if you go up into Blood River and all that, that's strictly Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but they could be going out of the same
spot.
Same
place.
So they have that little reciprocal agreement that you can honor both ways and get. In other words, like a smallmouth can be 15 inches.
Right,
It
in
doesn't
Kentucky.
have exactly.
And it has to be 18 in Tennessee. But if you're putting out of Paris,
Not on Kentucky Lake, it doesn't.
what's that?
I don't think a smallmouth has to be 18 inches in Tennessee on
you're
Kentucky.
right. It
does not.
It does not. It's
Absolutely
15,
not.
15 on Kentucky Lake. She's
So
right.
I give all those rules. Now if you go out of Paris Landing and you go into Kentucky and the laws are different. You just better make sure. I mean, when you weigh it in with us, we're going to go by the laws right there. But if you get caught by a game warden up there, you better be abiding by those laws.
That's exactly right.
Because you will be disqualified if you are not.
That's right. You're on your own up
That's
there.
right.
Now we fished Wheeler. They don't have a size limit.
They don't.
No.
We were shocked.
We put one.
We made the fish a 12-inch limit.
Right.
And I call that, the way I fish down there, I call it the bear in the river. So I probably needed a 6-inch limit down there. But
What does it cost to be a member of the senior bass anglers?
well, each tournament's $125.
Membership.
And
No, not membership is $25.
Membership fee is $25.
Okay. Membership fee is $25. And that's for a single person, right?
Right.
But like if Joe and I wanted to go, it's $25 a piece for each one,
Yes.
right? Okay. All right. You don't have like a family,
No.
the family planner, so it's $25 a piece. Then the tournament itself is how much?
$125.
Okay, $125
per person.
And
Per boat.
Excuse me, per boat.
$125
per boat.
Okay.
And we have a big fish pot.
now, is
That's
that part
optional.
of that's optional? So that's a little extra.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Let me ask this: does the monies? Is it 100% payback, or do you keep some back for the fish off?
We
or-
hold out 10% for the fish off and
Okay.
10% administrative, which is expenses.
Right.
But by the time the bonus money and all go into everything, we end up paying back right over 100%.
That's pretty awesome.
It is very awesome.
Yeah,
because we
because-
pay a lot back at the fish off.
Yeah.
And then a lot of sponsor money comes through us, so they get
Calvin,
a good payback.
does Calvin give a
He
extra
does.
incentive if you're driving one of his GMCs?
He absolutely does. If you have a 2008 or newer vehicle that you bought from him, he will, and you win one of our tournaments this year, you will get $500.
Well, come to see you, Calvin. I happen to have 3 of those that qualify.
He also does the big stringer and the big fish of the year. So if you don't have one of his vehicles, it's $250 for each one of those. But if you do, it's $500. So
I think my phone's ringing. Calvin's calling.
He said, "Tell Cheryl shut up."
well, he said he wanted to
what he
sell
said.
some new cars, so we're trying to
But
help him out.
I'll tell you right now, we couldn't make it without our sponsors. And just like anything, you have to have them, and they've been. The Beeman Automotive Group's been very, very good to us. Clark Marine, the boat manufacturers, we're eligible for all the bonus money and the boat incentives, which helps tremendously. You know, some of these boat companies now, if you have a new boat and and you're in their program, you can get a great incentive by winning a tournament.
That's right.
And we're eligible for all those incentives as well.
That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, great job that y'all are doing. We got to do our product of the week now, so let's go to it now.
Southern Woods and Waters product of the week, brought to you by FowlQuest.
Okay, I made the mistake and I forgot I came in the wrong vehicle. It's in the truck. But what I wanted to say, I hope that everybody came by the fishing show that we had out there at the fairgrounds. And if you did, you were able to see our new product of the week. You could smell it from the front door. Flowers Deer Processing has made some of the best smoked pork sausage you've ever had in your life. I'm telling you, Mike and Deborah Flowers have a new product, and they're selling it out there off of Eaton's Creek Road. It is their smoked pork sausage. And ladies and gentlemen, as soon as people were walking in the door to the fairgrounds, you could smell that, and everybody's just let their nose lead them right to Mike and Deborah Flowers. And we had a huge, didn't we?
Yes, it was outstanding.
It was outstanding. We had more people than you could say grace over in there trying to get some of that sausage. So check them out. It is Flowers Deer Processing. They're also just Flowers Garden Center, but they have the smoked and they have unsmoked. So they have smoked and unsmoked pork sausage. They are making it now. Give them a call out there. It's Mike and Deborah Flowers with Flowers Garden Center. Hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines, so be ready to call us at 737-7767. Till then, we'll be right back with more of Southern Woods and Water.